Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex. I'm here with Fathur outside the Vitality Stadium. We've got a point away from home against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
What can we take from that?
Not a lot. It's the same one from last week, isn't it? Well, 2 weeks ago actually. Not a lot of difference. We have had this same issue again for this game, that we cannot break down a low block team, and it just goes to show that this team has a lack of idea when against the low block teams, and the fact that we asked as a fan base to drop down Chilwell. Whoopie-doo, we got our wish accepted by Poch. We put Mudryk on the left. That's another tick on the note list. Then you put Sterling on the right. You put Gallagher in the middle. Enzo Oguchukwu. I thought Oguchukwu for me was decent in the first half. And the fact that it's the same old casualty issue from Nottingham Forest coming back to haunt us again, and this is going to be the vision for the next couple of games for the future. And then are we going to be struggling against Aston Villa? They're going to play a low block next week, but
it's interesting you talk about a low block. Out of all the teams we play, let's take Liverpool out of the equation. Bournemouth still came to play. It's not like they completely sat deep. They didn't try and attack. They created space that we were able to create chances from. We just couldn't capitalise on them.
That's unfortunate, isn't it? That's unfortunate. And this is what we talk on the podcast when we had this issue, when we're kind of like clueless in that final third. Eventually our heads were dropping massively, and the fact that I think we've discussed this about how maturity players that we've got in our squad right now, and the fact that we can't even break our low block team with the team that we've got. It just goes to show the lack of inexperience, and we've talked about this inexperience, but ask again the question: what are we doing that pre-season? I just think at the moment we're just underprepared for this season.
How so?
Because I just think for the pre-season alone, all right, you can get the fitness, build them going, games in, game out, against Wrexham, against Brighton, Newcastle, Fulham. All right, well done. Build your fitness, get some minutes in, build some game management on how to build that game management and build that chemistry. It's just the same, isn't it? And I think it's a lot of deeper issue than Pochettino, in my opinion. And this is why some of these players got to change their mindset, because at the moment I'm looking at these players coming into this game. You should have thinking that, all right, we got to win this game. We don't come here to play for a draw, and I think this is why I blame it on the players, not on Poch today.
What do you say to fans that think Poch is the problem?
I do understand the frustration of it. I do understand, but at the same time, we've got to look at it from the board's perspective. They're not going to sack him, and that's another conundrum as well.
I want to know your perspective, Father. Not what you think the board thinks. What do you think?
It's frustrating. I understand that. I understand you doesn't trust Poch this early, but again, who's going to fix this team if Poch gets sacked? That's the question of it.
You know what's interesting though? We said the same thing about Graham Potter last season.
It's the same old, isn't it? It's the same old. But at the same time, I just got to look at that team, and a lot of them are very down, mentally dropped. And I think this could take a long time for Poch to build up that trust of the players, build up the mentality mindset. It's going to take a lot on this team, and the fact that this is his first full season, the standard at this high, he's going to be under a huge amount of pressure from our fan base, from match-going fans as well, and the fact that this is probably the easiest run before we get into that Arsenal period, Arsenal, Brentford, Tottenham, City, Newcastle, and then you got United, Brighton. You got some pesky hard European team. They're going to play in the Europe teams like Arsenal. It's not going to be plain sailing, in it. And if we can't, this is probably like we should have at least walk away with this game with 3 points. And if you look at from our first five, okay, put Liverpool in the draw. Liverpool, okay, 1 point in the draw. I think West Ham, I thought before the start of the season, I'd say it was a draw as well. So technically, we should have at least walking away with 11 points after the international break. And now we're only walking out with 5 points. So it's just like the problem's way beyond deep at the moment. And again, Aston Villa next week, what is he going to do? Like, we've got 9 players out of the team. That's not making excuses. We should have beat this side.
So do you think that he should revert back to what he was doing with Chilwell on the left wing, or try something similar, maybe give Mudryk a run of games, play that side of things? Because, the reality is it's difficult to know what to do when whatever you do isn't working.
I don't know what can be done. Even you said put Chilwell on the left wing, but then again, you're making it. Let's say if we start Chilwell on the left wing, what's the reaction from our fan base? They're going to go on meltdown. All right, we don't want to make our fans angry. We want Chilwell to be in his natural position as a left back. Okay. That's number one. Number two, Mudryk. What happened with Mudryk today? Our fans asking a lot from Mudryk today. I can understand that. He was poor, but at the same time, as a player, you've got to read the game really well. And I just think Mudryk, I've seen the games against Ukraine. It's the same sort of issue that he's had at the Chelsea at the moment. He's not able to read that game, and this is the lack of game management. I think what's going to cost Mudryk at this Chelsea team, and this is his first full season, and the fact that we bought him for £100 million in January, you're asking a lot. So what is Poch going to do? If I'm in Poch's position right now, boy, you're gonna have to hope that not a lot of fans gonna turn on against him by the time we get into October. But because at the moment, it's just getting toxic.
Yeah. Do you think that it's even more toxic because of the fact that he used to manage Spurs?
I think so. I think so as well. I think some of the, I heard some people calling him that he's got that Spurs bottle G mentality. I understand that. I get it. He comes from our rival, but at the same time, you're looking at him that he's the only coach out there that can coach this kind of team, because our team is very young, by the way. I think the third youngest in the league, and the fact that the mentality mindset's not getting to them, it just wasn't right, and it's got to change by the next week. Otherwise, it's going to get even more toxic.
How do you see things going against Aston Villa?
Much more difficult, I would say, because Aston Villa, they're going to rotate in the Conference League. They're going to have to play a full team, and the fact that last season they're mocking that 2-0 win at Stamford Bridge. This is why I don't like. This is why I want that creative number 10 from that transfer window. We've said this multiple times. Look what happened last season when we came here to Bournemouth. We won 3-1. What happened there? Because we had Felix at that time. We had that creative number 10. Who was the creative number 10 today? Tell me, who was? Cole Palmer? No, he was on the right wing. What, Raheem Sterling? He was crap today. Conor Gallagher? Absolute dog shit. So, again, we cannot sort this low block team unless we get that natural number 10. Simple.
Thank you very much, mate. Cheers.